We are live. Hello, Engagers, and welcome to another episode of Plumbing and HVAC SEO Engage. This is a show where we kind of talk to special guests outside the company who have great solutions for plumbing and HVAC businesses, but we also get lucky and talk to some of our professionals in-house that are in the trenches helping our customers do great things and get them results. And today I have a special guest, one of our illustrious account managers, Miss Steph. How are you, Steph?
Good, how are you?
Very good. And so Steph has been hounding me to get her on the show. So here she is today.
I was dying to be here.
Will she embarrass us? No, of course not. But I'm happy to have Stephanie on because Stephanie is a phenomenal account manager, and if you are lucky enough to have her as an account manager, then you know that already, and she does a great job. She is also our in-house ServiceTitan expert, and she has put together a fantastic guide that you'll be getting today in an email after the show that really pertains to the importance of paying attention to your scorecard. Because as you know, in marketing, you can spend money on marketing, but if you're not keeping track of your KPIs along the way, where your money's going, if it's working for you, then it's really all for nothing, right? So it's important to know where you're spending your dollars. Is it bringing in results? And are you capturing the right clientele? And for all you guys out there that use ServiceTitan, you know that it's a challenging tool, right? But a very powerful one.
It's very powerful if it's used properly.
Awesome, awesome. So I have some questions for Steph today, and this is really all about the scorecard, and she'll touch on a few other things. But the most important thing is, what is the purpose of the marketing scorecard inside of ServiceTitan?
So the marketing scorecard that you find on the dashboard on ServiceTitan at the lower left side is really important because it's going to help you know how your marketing is running. It's going to let you know basically how your business is running. If your marketing is getting you, the different channels are getting you the right return on investment that you should be seeing. It's going to track your calls, let you listen to them, and really also help you keep track of your CSR conversion rate. So it's going to tell you, are your CSR converting? Where are there some training points that you could do? So it helps you on a lot of levels.
Right, cool. So like, things happen from time to time, and what could cause a marketing scorecard to be inaccurate?
So the number one thing that I've noticed that can cause a marketing scorecard to be inaccurate is that a lot of businesses before they got ServiceTitan, they used to have their CSRs ask on the phone, hi, where did you find us? How did you get our phone number? And they would say, oh, Angie's List or Google or your website or your mailer. And so they would keep track of that. And when they got ServiceTitan, they kept asking that question without realizing that now ServiceTitan has tracking numbers that tracks which campaign the calls are coming from. So the CSRs will go in, they'll manually attribute it to whatever the person said, if they said online or Angie's List, but it really came from a PPC campaign or a website or maybe Home Advisor, and they'll switch it to a different campaign. Mm-hmm. And at that point, it's not tracking properly.
Right.
Because you're taking away a call from a campaign that obviously the tracking number was put into place, and then it seems like that campaign is not generating the results that it should be generating.
Right, right.
So
it's kind of like the old days of marketing when you advertised in media like the Yellow Pages or print media, and who knows where it came from. It's like that's how you had to do. That was basically how you had to do it. You had to pick up. How did you hear about us? And when you're a company that advertises in multiple places and the client sees you in multiple places, it's never rock solid on where those leads are coming from.
Right.
They might say, I don't know, the Yellow Pages, and they saw you in like the local business trade or a postcard that came in the mail. So the accuracy back then wasn't great. And today even, with all the technology in place, it's not 100%, right?
Right. It won't ever be 100%, but for example, if someone finds you on Angie's List and then decides to look at your reviews on Google after, and then they call from your Google My Business number, you might get that call on the Google My Business campaign, but they might remember, oh, I found them on Angie's List originally. And at that point, you're taking away the call from the campaign that really did receive the call. And that's where it could cause an inaccuracy. Another place where it could cause inaccuracy is because the CSR's conversion rate is directly connected to the marketing scorecard. So it's in their best benefit to make sure that calls are attributed in their benefit, to make sure that it says that they were booking the right calls. Not to say that, you know, it's gonna happen all the time, but it is something that you should keep track of because it does affect the CSR conversion rate. So it should be something that a supervisor, a manager, or an owner of a company should be monitoring.
Okay. And so what are the different options a CSR can rate?
So there's a couple of different lead classifications that a CSR can use on the calls. The first one that you're gonna find is gonna be excused. So those excused calls are gonna be if you get a technician calling in sick, that they can't come to the office that day, or UPS calling for a delivery, or anything like that, that could be considered excused. So that's how the CSR would label that call. If it's considered a lead and it was booked, it would be labeled as booked, and then that means that the CSR closed the call and the technician is going to go out on the job. Unbooked and that goes positively towards the CSR's conversion rate.
Okay.
Unbooked is going to mean that the CSR did not close the call, but it was a quality lead, and so no one is going to go out on the job, and that negatively affects the CSR's conversion rate.
Okay.
And then the last one is going to be abandoned. Abandoned means that either the call was not answered, it went to an answering service that you might have on a weekend, or on nighttime, like an emergency call or something like that, or that the CSR didn't click the incoming call. And it's really important to listen to the abandoned calls and change what they were attributed to, because if not, it won't be connected to a call or a job, and then the revenue that came in from that call, if there was any, won't be attributed to the marketing scorecard.
Okay. And so what is the time frame a returning customer can be considered a lead?
So this is a question that we get a lot, especially as account managers or strategic partners from our clients. You know, everyone wants to see new leads, everyone wants to get quality leads, but at one point is a returning customer not considered a lead? And I'd be inclined to say never. They're always considered a good quality lead, because no matter how loyal a client is to a business or a brand, at the end of the day, they're a consumer, and they're going to be very easily swayed by different offers that companies make, different taglines. So if you have a PPC ad running for your brand, and another company has one running with a special that's like $50 off for new customers, they may have worked with you in the past, but if they're going to get $50 off a $100 service, they're more likely to go with a different company.
Mm-hmm.
Those are just facts of, you know, the market. So even though they're a returning customer, it should always be considered a quality lead.
So this is a great tool, right? Because if you're spending a couple $1,000s a month on marketing, you should and that $2,000 or $4,000 or $30,000, whatever your budget is for marketing, you know, it's never good to spend it all in one place. And most companies that are going to the next level or already at that next level and have a bunch of trucks are not really dumping all their money into one nest, right? So they're spending a little still on Yellow Pages, they're spending a little on Yelp, internet marketing, newsletters, postcards, mailings, and so it's all over the place. So this seems like a tool that really can pinpoint and target where the best ROI is coming from, right? So you know how much money you're spending on internet marketing and how much it's returning, and vice versa on the other channels. So how do I know what my return on investment is on a marketing channel using the marketing scorecard?
So ServiceTitan actually gives you the option to input not only all the information of the calls that are coming in to let you know how much revenue was generated, but it also gives you the option to input how much you're spending on that marketing channel. So at the top right hand corner, when you enter the marketing scorecard, it will tell you your spend and how much your return on investment is in a percentage. However, if you don't have the spend put into ServiceTitan because you never programmed it that way, it's a setting, not everyone does it. It's fairly simple. As long as you go ahead and divide your the revenue that you made from that marketing scorecard by the amount you spent, you'll be able to find that same percentage that ServiceTitan provides you.
Do you see that a lot where it's not set up properly?
Where it's not set up properly happens often, and it's why we kind of dove into this issue. ServiceTitan does a lot of videos, and it's a really great program, but we feel like there is a disconnect between the customers that are working with us and with them, learning how to use it properly, how to set up the tools and use it to its maximum potential, which is why we took this project on.
And this guide will do what for them?
So this guide is going to help you with a lot of the little things. It's going to help you set up a tracking number if you need to set one up, connect it to a campaign so you can make sure that that tracking number is attributing to your correct marketing channels. And it's really going to help you dive into those marketing scorecards, and included in this is a audit form. So in that audit form, there is a first time initial audit form and there's a monthly audit form. So the initial audit form dives a little bit deeper, where the client will be able to go in, listen to every call, and it gives you a couple different steps to find where the discrepancy is and where the training opportunities are. Whereas the monthly audit is just kind of to make sure that no mistakes were made, that nothing was missed on a month-to-month basis or on a week-to-week basis. If you have a high call volume, my suggestion would be on a week-to-week basis, so you don't have to listen to 200-300 calls at one time. So,
how does the audit work though?
the audit is going to be, it's almost like an Excel sheet that you'll be able to go into, and it's something that all of the strategic partners here have gone in and learned how to use it, and they'll be able to walk you through your first audit.
Cool.
So as long as the client reaches out to them, they'll be able to walk them through.
Right. So this is a pretty intense journal. I mean, this will really get them in there and help them out a lot. So, I mean, we'll be sending it out via an email shortly, but it's pretty valuable stuff. Steph put this together and dropped the paper. And so we're really excited about that. So, thanks for doing this, and thanks for helping these guys out.
It's my pleasure.
So, tell us a little bit about your day-to-day while we're here.
My day-to-day as an account manager here. I would say that my day-to-day is mostly revolves around clients and what they need. So a lot of times my morning will start with catching up on emails from the night before. Sometimes things come in overnight, things that need to be changed, fixed, things like that. And a lot of times it's phone calls. You have your scheduled calls, but a lot of times it's calls that happen to come in and someone needs to update something, or something isn't working properly, or they change something in their branding or on their vans and it needs to be updated. So the day-to-day is really making sure that we're helping our clients run their business as efficiently as possible.
Cool.
Being a part of their team.
It's a challenge, huh?
It's a challenge.
Yeah.
But it's gratifying when you see them succeed.
Yeah.
Their success is your success.
Yeah. Stephanie's a great account manager. I mean, I get to see a lot of the positive stuff that comes in, and she gets a lot of accolades from her clients, a lot of thumbs up, and she's very good. She has a very friendly, warm way about her when she works with her clients. And I think of all of our strategic partner account managers are that way, and it's one of the things that we try to do here at Plumber SEO is really concentrate on the customer service aspect of it. And I think the ServiceTitan guide here is one of the things that we think can help out a lot.
I agree. I think it's going to be really beneficial for a lot of clients who have struggled with that.
Well, I'm glad you came on the show. I know you were very nervous about it.
Thank you for having me.
It's never fun to be in front of the camera because it catches everything forever and ever.
But here we are.
And so I want to thank you for coming out and watching the show today. If you missed the last show, it was a great show where I got to interview Billy from Nearby Now. And so if you scroll back into the archives, you can watch that. And this show will be here live too. So if you're watching it, you watch it through. If you want to watch it again, you get to see it, or forward it to some of your friends and members of your team. But in any case, thanks for being here on Engage today, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks with our next great interview.
Bye.